There's a very popular saying, if your goals let you sleep, your goals are not big enough. What would you like to say on that?
I guess then your goals are to die a premature death from some crazy comorbidity. You know what? Everyone's biggest goal should be to prioritize themselves, right? Self-care, your health. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the most important thing you have. You can't be a good person, a good husband, wife, father, brother, employee, leader, if you haven't prioritized yourself. And so the biggest goal that everyone should have is to take care of your mind and your body. So if your goals are preventing you from sleeping, I would say it's not that your goals aren't big enough. Your goals are wrong. You're prioritizing the wrong things.
Exactly, very true. We talk about self-love a lot, and this is the simplest and form of self-love, like bare minimum that you can do for yourself, and your body will thank you later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Red flags of sleep. Like, when does it move from just a bad sleep to a real sleep problem?
I would say the frequency. If you have a few bad nights here and there, or one bad night here or there, that's usually okay. India actually reports some of the highest satisfaction with their sleep. I think it was,
wow.
I think it was about 8 out of 10 Indians felt that they got at least 4 good nights of sleep every week, which is great. One of the highest response rates in the world. But it also means that 3 nights a week, on average, they're not getting good sleep. So for me, it's the increased frequency. One night here or there, it happens to all of us. But if you are struggling night after night after night, that's the red flag. Where I thought India scored a little lower than other countries is, I think it was 41% of Indians said that their bed partner had issues that affected their sleep. So snoring or restless legs or whatever. And 42% of Indians have had either a limited or a full-time sleep divorce, meaning they sleep in a separate room or in a separate bed from their partner because of their partner's sleep issues. You're still married, but you sleep in different rooms because of snoring or restless legs or insomnia. Your partner is not allowing you to sleep, so you sleep in a different room.
Sleep divorce.
We call it a sleep divorce. And 42% of Indians responded that either temporarily or full-time,
My God, that's
they would sleep separate. That was a pretty high one for me. You know what? You may have perfect testosterone levels and no erectile dysfunction, but if your loved one is sleeping in another side of the house because they can't stand your snoring, you know, that's also sexual dysfunction. So
absolutely, it is. Oh my God, maybe because in India, getting a divorce is still a taboo, which is why sleep divorce is so much higher.
Yeah, it's easier to just go to the other side of the house. Yeah. Maybe you need a sleep divorce from your dog.
That's really difficult. I wish I could. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, we love our animals like family, so I get it. I get it.
More than me, it's going to get difficult for him. Which is something I don't want. Okay. So for people using gadgets and technology like Aura rings and bands and Apple watches, what sleep data they should pay attention to? What are the metrics they should really consider?
That one's a tricky question, and I'll tell you why. If you focus too much on all of these numbers and you don't really know what you're looking for, it can actually make your sleep worse.
Okay.
It is a documented disorder, if you want to call it that, where people who track their sleep too closely make their sleep worse because they start to fixate on numbers and things that they may not be able to control or that they may not fully understand. And so what I say is, yes, you know, and again, I'm the one wearing 2 trackers that both track my sleep. What I tell people is just look at the superficial numbers. Make sure you are getting that good sleep hygiene, going to bed at 10, waking up at 6 or 7, whatever. And that if your tracker is documenting, yes, you know, because like my Oura ring will tell me when I got in bed, when I got out of bed, and also how many hours I was asleep. Focus on those things. Those things you can change. Those things you can fix, right? Once you fix those, all the other stuff, deep sleep, REM sleep, whatever, should fall right in line. And then if they don't, that's when you talk to your doctor. Don't get so fixated on the numbers in the tracker. Make sure you've got good, healthy sleep hygiene. And if it's still problematic for you, that's when you go seek help. I'll give you my example. So I've only been wearing the Oura Ring about 6 months now. I got it just before the new year. And what I noticed was my deep sleep was almost always very, very low. And it was a problem not because, how do I make my deep sleep better? It was not that I needed to make my deep sleep better. It was that the night owl was going to bed way too late, still looking at my phone, waking up to her. Once I sorted all of that and I aligned my sleep to my chronotype, my deep sleep was fine. So I could have just ignored that and just focused on fixing my sleep hygiene, and I would have been fine. So that's what I would suggest. Don't fixate on little individual things you can't change.
Right.
Go to bed when you should, wind down, relax, wake up when you should, go see the sun, don't drink caffeine. All those simple little things are so much more important.
And I think that's the reason some people, even with 5 hours or 6 hours of sleep, feel much better than those who remain in the bed for 8 hours, 9 hours, but still feel groggy after waking up.
Yeah.
That must be the reason, right?
Yeah. And there is also good research that shows if you stay in bed too long, 9 hours or more, it's a sign of more illness. So the longer you stay in bed beyond 9 hours, the more sick you are, and their life expectancy is shorter.
The same study is also done with exercise. The more time you spend in the gym, you're not being as productive in the gym. Like you're not actually doing anything. You're just, because you're getting the feeling of satisfaction that I spent an hour at gym or 2 hours at gym, whereas you literally did 30 minutes of workout, but you got all that endorphin rush that, I spent that much of time, but you really did nothing. So instead of spending hours in the gym, just go do your workout, come back. Don't use your phone and don't use your, chit-chatting and everything. That should be out of, when you're outside the gym. And interestingly, there is entirely opposite study when it comes to food. You should ideally spend more time with your meal, because people these days, they quickly, they hurry up when they eat their food, and then they finish up everything in like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and they'll be done.
Yes.
Whereas you should be spending more time with your food so that you get a feeling that, I've had enough.
Yes, absolutely. You're so right. Savoring, first of all, especially when you're in a place like India where the food is so good, right? And so flavorful, you should be enjoying your meal. Savor that. And plus, meal times are often where we gather with our friends, our family, our loved ones. It's an excellent opportunity to begin the winding down at the end of the day. So savor the food, because yes, you tend to eat less. You will digest the food more effectively and less likely to have the indigestion that might be keeping you up at night, or the heartburn, or the reflux that may be keeping you up at night. So absolutely. And yes, being much more effective when you do exercise, and not just making sure that it's not just, I'm going to the gym and lifting weights or doing strength training. You need to do cardio. You need to do strength. You need to do stretching. You need to stretch your mind with relaxation and things like that. That's why, yoga is so good, because it's exercise, but it's also relaxing. I've never sweat so much as I have during doing certain types of yoga, even though you're not moving very much. So that it's great exercise for you, but it's also, no, not even hot yoga, like poses that are challenging for me, and I start to sweat. But it's also so calming for the mind. So yes, I totally agree. Making exercise more efficient, making sleep more efficient, but then savoring, things like meals, savoring the time with your family, savoring that wind down, savoring those few minutes looking at the sun in the morning. Slow down just a little bit. Life is too short to rush through everything.
We are slowing down at the wrong places right now.
Yes.
Slowing down with our phones, slowing down in bed, and rushing when it comes to food, rushing when it comes to the real things of life. Not absorbing sunlight, not spending time with our loved ones. So that's where we should not rush, ideally.
Yes.
That reminds me, it was supposedly a rapid fire round.
There goes for the rapid fire.
If someone wants to fix their circadian rhythm, where should they start?
Start with the sun. The circadian rhythms are completely dictated by the sun.
Yeah.
Start with the sun, get sun in the morning, and then make sure you make your room dark at night.
Best way to handle jet lags.
There are two schools of thought. The one that probably works the best is to slowly adjust your clock to where you're going. So if you know that you're going to change 5 time zones, over the course of a couple of weeks, slowly shift your sleep and wake up time so that you move to that time zone by the time you get there.
Okay.
That's not always easy to do. We have jobs, we have lives. I can't all of a sudden start sleeping like I'm in London when I'm actually living and working in San Diego. But it is the best way to slowly shift your circadian rhythm temporarily. It doesn't work for everyone. The other best way is to try and do similar to what I do. When you get to your location, as quickly as possible, try and reset your circadian rhythm. Use the sun, use whatever reasonable means to get to sleep when you need to at night. For me, it's melatonin. For others, it may be just wearing a mask or doing some relaxation, those sorts of things. But those are the two ways.
There's another hack I would like to add to this. Just like sun, I just read this somewhere. I've never tried it myself, but maybe you can try it once you reach back. When you land in a different country, which is like far away from where you were, walk on the soil, on the ground, barefoot. And that will help you create that connection with the earth, and that kind of helps fix your circadian rhythm of that with that time zone. So I don't know whether it works, it really works or not, but maybe you can.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I will say this: there is very good research that shows when you spend time in nature, it has very positive effects on your health. Even just a few minutes every day, walking through a park or walking through the woods, it affects your blood pressure. I mean, literally, they can see blood pressure go down just spending a few moments in nature. So I'm not surprised, by taking your shoes off and walking barefoot through the grass, it may not be any sort of magical connection to the earth. It may literally just be that you've taken the time to slow down and to do something very deliberate and to connect with nature and in a way, relax.
Right.
Again, going back to that, centering yourself, relaxing, making the troubles, go away so that you can focus on sleep or enjoy a nice meal.
That's so true. People in Japan swear by this. Like they do take out time to spend some time with nature, walk barefoot, walk in the woods. They are very particular about it. And hence, I think the health index of Japan is so high.
Yes. No, so my preferred exercise is to run. When I travel like crazy, sometimes I don't get to run as much as I'd like, but I cannot run on a treadmill in a gym. I cannot run on a sidewalk or on the street. I have to run in nature on a trail. And I'm lucky near my home, there's a park with trails, and that's what I do when I'm home. And it's not really a difference between running on a treadmill or running on a trail, but the nature. And I think it's being in the sun, breathing fresh air, seeing plants. Every once in a while, there's little animals that might scurry by. It's that connection to the nature that I think makes it so enjoyable for me, because running can be quite a chore. And if you're just on a treadmill, staring at a wall in the gym, doesn't seem very fulfilling or natural or centering.
Exactly. I think it's not as good for your knees also as running in the nature is.
Yes. Yeah.
Does running help in getting better sleep?
So all exercise does, just don't do it late in the day. You don't, because exercise does increase your heart rate and it makes you hot, you sweat. You don't want to do that at the end of the day. I've made that mistake every once in a while. This is going to sound really silly, but this is how techie I can be. I have VR goggles, right? Okay. And sometimes when I know I'm not going to be able to run or work out and I'm traveling, I might travel with them because there's a workout app that I do in the VR goggles. It's silly, but I do it.
So you do that live workout with a trainer? Is it something like that?
Something like that, but it's not, the trainer's not live, but it's an app called Superhuman.
Okay. Ultrahuman.
Yeah, one of them is, there's a ring called Ultrahuman.
Ultrahuman.
And then there's an app called Superhuman. One of those two.
Okay.
And the trainer is there. And what happens is targets come at you. And with your hands, you either punch them or swipe at them, right?
Okay. While sitting.
Sitting or standing.
Okay.
Yeah. And the good one, if you want to do the standing one, they'll also make you duck obstacles. And so it works on your core and things.
Oh, nice.
And
is
so
it really that challenging? Like, if we can call it a workout.
Oh, yes. I accidentally did it on hard mode once. And I had to stop because I thought I was going to vomit.
Oh.
It was so strenuous.
Really?
I'm like, I can't. It was that strenuous. But I've done it a couple of times at the end of a long day, and I get all my workout, and then I take a shower, and I'm lying in bed, and I'm so excited I can't fall asleep. So yes, all workouts are good. All exercises. Find what you like. Find what you will do, because the best exercise is the exercise you're willing to do. Right? If you sign up for a gym but you hate it and you're never going to use it, that's the worst exercise for you.
Absolutely.
But don't do it at night. Do it earlier in the day.
Yes,
and mornings are the best. Get that sun and do that exercise in the morning. And that's been shown to be the most beneficial for healthy sleep.
Yes, that's so true. I'll tell you what I do. I mean, I've not been getting time in the morning to go for my workouts, and I've been skipping it for the same reason, which I didn't want to. So I started going in the evening. But now that I understand right after my exercise, like later in the late evenings and then going to bed is not going to help me. So what I do is just after my workout, I sit there for some time, do all my breathing and then pranayam and like 5-10 minutes of meditation right there, which I feel that switches my nervous system from sympathetic to parasympathetic mode, and then I go back home.
That's a perfect thing to do. Yeah, because that's probably the only way that you can overcome what late day exercise does. And too many people won't do that. They won't do the wind down, or they won't do the calming afterwards. So that's, if you have to work out after noon into the evening, make sure you do something like your routine.
So transitioning so that I don't feel my blood pressure and everything settles down before I like go on.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for validating it.
Yeah.
Okay. If someone listening right now and struggling with sleep, what's the one thing you would want them to know?
If you've tried the simple sleep hygiene steps that we've mentioned and you're still struggling, talk to your doctor.
Great.
That's the most important thing, because for most people, the simple things we've talked about today should be very helpful. But if they're not, then there may be an underlying sleep disorder.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is ignore that. Like I said, don't suffer for 25 years like I did, and maybe even waited who knows what I'm going to deal with later in life because I waited so long. Your health is too important, and sleep, like I said, it's the best medicine.
Yes, that's so true. Thank you for emphasizing it. I think it really needs all the attention. Sleep needs all the attention, which it's not getting right now. And that brings us to an end. And I think the entire conversation, all your insights were packed with so much value, science, insights. And I really appreciate you for breaking it down in such a relatable way.
Well, thank you very much. You made it very easy to have this conversation. As I said earlier, following you and your journey through health and wellness is inspiring to me, and obviously millions and millions of people around the world, including millions of Indians. So I hope this was useful for not just you and the podcast, but for all the people who listen.
To watch the entire episode, you can head to our main channel, Gunjan Shouts, link of which is in the description below.